Hello, friends. I'm the Reverend Dr. Thaeda Franz, and today we're going to talk about something I've noticed over years of doing this work. People come to me eager, earnest, a little breathless. They've heard that the divine speaks. They've heard that signs are real, that guidance comes, that you can actually ask and receive. And so they ask, and then they wait. And the waiting is agony. Not because God is silent, but because they were never actually in a posture to receive. If these kinds of conversations interest you, by all means, comment, subscribe, and share this work so it can get to those who would benefit from it. Thanks. I am a licensed counselor, interfaith minister, and someone who has spent a lot of years learning to let God drive. In fact, I have a 4-week class called Show Me, Discovering What Happens When You Ask. And before I tell you what the class is, I want to tell you what it isn't. It is not a manifesting formula. It is not a technique for getting God to give you what you want faster. What it actually is slower than that, and maybe a little stranger, and I think more real. Here's what I've come to understand. After years of walking this path myself and with others, most of us try to receive before we've learned to release. We ask before we've softened. We look for signs before we've genuinely made peace with not controlling the outcome. In other words, we tend to ask for signs too soon. Now, I want to be careful here. This is not about earning God's attention or making yourself worthy before you're allowed to pray. That's not what I mean at all. What I mean is this. There's a difference between an invitation and a demand. And most of us, without realizing it, are making demands. When we ask for a sign while secretly needing a specific outcome, we're not really asking. We're bargaining. We're testing. There's a white-knuckled quality underneath the spiritual language, a kind of prove-it energy, dressed up in faith vocabulary. And here's the thing about that part of us that tests before it trusts. It's not the enemy. It learned to protect us from disappointment, from the gap between what we hoped for and what actually arrived. It's doing exactly what it was built to do, but it makes genuine receptivity almost impossible. I didn't receive the experiences that eventually became the foundation of this class because I was chasing proof. The moments where the universe seemed to bend toward me with unmistakable clarity came not because I demanded it. It came after years of a quieter practice, years of sitting in the co-pilot seat, years of saying to the divine, "You go first," and meaning it. The asking came later. The ground came first. So what does that ground actually look like? It starts with noticing where you're gripping in your body, in your expectations, in the story you're already telling yourself about how this is going to go. Most of us have a part of us that believes if we let go, everything will fall apart. That part has been carrying a lot, and surrender feels threatening to it because it's never seen what happens when it puts the weight down. It doesn't know yet that something else is there to hold it. Real surrender isn't passive. It doesn't mean giving up or pretending you don't have needs or fears. It means you continue to show up, continue to act, continue to care, while releasing your grip on how it has to turn out. You stop initiating from fear and you start responding from guidance. You let love move first, and then you move with it. If any of this is landing for you, if you recognize that part of yourself that tests before it trusts, you're exactly who this class is for. There's a link below for more information. And this week, whether you choose to join the class or not, I want to leave you with one small practice, once a day. Just say out loud if you can, "You go first." To God, to the universe, to love, whatever name fits your heart. Mean it as much as you can in that moment. That's enough. That's actually more than enough. I'll see you next time. Grace and peace.